Welcome back, everyone, to episode 2 of the Mastery Podcast. I'm Emma, and I'm here with my co-host, Jake. We're thrilled to have you back with us for another deep dive into advanced English conversations. How's it going, Jake?
Hi, Emma. I'm doing well, thanks. And hello to all our listeners, whether you're tuning in from home, on your commute, or while taking a walk. We're glad to have you with us. Today's episode is packed with insights and advanced language tips to help you on your English mastery journey.
Absolutely, Jake. Today, we'll explore the art of expressing opinions and engaging in debates. These are crucial skills for anyone looking to master English at an advanced level. We'll discuss how to articulate your thoughts clearly, back up your opinions with solid arguments, and handle disagreements with grace. Ready to dive in?
Let's do it. Expressing opinions is something we do every day, but doing it well in English, especially at an advanced level, requires a bit of finesse.
Let's start with the basics. Expressing an opinion can be as simple as saying, "I think," or "in my opinion," but for advanced learners, it's important to go beyond these basic phrases. Jake, what's your go-to strategy for expressing opinions in a more nuanced way?
One of my favorite strategies is to use phrases that add depth to your opinion, like "I strongly believe," or "it seems to me," that these phrases not only convey your opinion, but also suggest that you've thought about the issue carefully.
That's a great point. Another powerful tool is to acknowledge the complexity of the issue. You might say, "On the one hand, on the other hand," or "while it's true that I also believe that," this shows that you can see different sides of an argument, which is key to advanced communication.
Exactly. Suppose we're discussing whether social media has a positive or negative impact on society.
Sure, I might start by saying, while it's undeniable that social media has brought people closer together by allowing us to stay connected, I strongly believe that its negative effects, particularly on mental health, outweigh the benefit.
And I could respond with, "That's a valid point, Emma. However, I would argue that social media's role in raising awareness about important global issues is something we shouldn't overlook. It seems to me that, despite its drawbacks, social media is a powerful tool for social change."
See how we use different phrases to introduce our opinions? It's all about adding variety and sophistication to your language.
Exactly.
Moving on, it's not enough to just state your opinion. You also need to support it with strong arguments. This is where advanced English really comes into play. Jake, what's your advice for building a solid argument?
The key to a strong argument is evidence. Whether you're citing statistics, expert opinions, or personal experiences, backing up your statements with facts makes your argument more convincing. For example, if you're arguing that social media has a negative impact on mental health, you might reference studies that show increased anxiety and depression rates among heavy social media users.
That's spot on. Another technique is to use logical reasoning. Connect your points with phrases like "this suggests that," or "therefore it's clear that." This helps to structure your argument logically, making it easier for your listener to follow.
Let's demonstrate this with an example. Continuing our social media debate, I might say, research from several studies indicates that prolonged social media use is associated with higher levels of anxiety and depression. This suggests that while social media connects us, it also contributes to significant mental health challenges, particularly among younger users.
And I could add, on the other hand, platforms like Twitter and Instagram have been instrumental in amplifying voices during social movements, leading to real-world change. Therefore, it's clear that social media's impact is complex and multifaceted.
Notice how we used evidence to support our claims. This not only makes our arguments more persuasive, but also demonstrates a deeper understanding of the topic.
Now, let's talk about engaging in debates. At an advanced level, it's important to know how to handle disagreements gracefully. Jake, what's your take on this?
Debates can be challenging, but they're also a great opportunity to practice advanced English. The key is to stay calm and respectful, even when you disagree. Phrases like "I see your point," but, or "I understand where you're coming from," however, allow you to express disagreement without sounding confrontational.
That's excellent advice. Another important skill is knowing when to concede a point. It's perfectly okay to acknowledge when the other person has made a good argument. You might say, "That's a good point, and I hadn't considered that perspective." However, I still believe that this shows maturity and a willingness to engage in a meaningful discussion.
Let's try this out. Suppose you're advocating for stricter regulations on social media to protect mental health, and I'm arguing for the importance of free speech.
I might say, I understand the value of free speech, and it's crucial that we protect it. However, I believe that without some regulation, we risk allowing harmful content to spread unchecked, which can have serious consequences for vulnerable populations.
And I could respond with, "That's a valid concern, Emma. I agree that harmful content is a serious issue. However, I would argue that the best way to combat this is through education and awareness, rather than regulation, which could infringe on our rights."
Notice how we acknowledged each other's points while still presenting our own arguments. This is key to engaging in productive debates. As always, we want to highlight some of the advanced vocabulary and expressions we used in today's episode. These will be incredibly useful for our listeners.
For expressing opinions, phrases like "I strongly believe," and "it seems to me" that add depth to your language. For debates, phrases like "I see your point," but, and "that's a good point," however, help you navigate disagreements respectfully.
We also used logical connectors like this, suggests that, and therefore, it's clear that these are essential for building strong, coherent arguments.
Another useful tip is to vary your language. Instead of always saying "I think," try alternatives like "in my opinion," "I believe," or "from my perspective." This keeps your speech interesting and dynamic.
And don't forget to incorporate advanced vocabulary like instrumental, amplifying, contributing, and multifaceted. These words add precision and sophistication to your language. That wraps up episode 2 of the Mastery Podcast. We hope you found our tips on expressing opinions and engaging in debates helpful. Remember, mastering these skills takes practice, so don't be afraid to dive into conversations and debates in English.
Thanks for joining us. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe to the Mastery Podcast for more advanced English lessons. And if you found today's discussion valuable, give us a thumbs up and share it with your friends.
We'd love to hear your thoughts. What topics would you like us to cover in future episodes? Drop your suggestions in the comments below.
Until next time, keep practicing, stay curious, and continue pushing the boundaries of your English language skills. Goodbye.
Goodbye, everyone.